Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making this beautiful brown buttered honey garlic shrimp by cafedelites.com. Her link will be in the description bar down below. This recipe is super easy. So this calls for butter, honey, lemon, soy sauce, garlic, shrimp, and then whatever seasoning you prefer, salt and pepper, red pepper, black pepper, whatever it is that you need, and a little bit of parsley will do for this recipe. This recipe is one of those things where, I'm all about that easy weeknight meal, those things that can be on the fire in a couple of minutes, couple of seconds, and bada boom, bada bing, we've got dinner, okay? And these are one of these recipes. You'll see throughout the video that I made a couple of mistakes, a little things that we've done differently. I want to make this recipe again. I did a decent job, but I can definitely do a better job. So let's get right into this video and see how I made this beautiful brown buttered shrimp. So starting off with our garlic, I'm using a few cloves of garlic. I've already smashed it with a hammer and made sure that the trash was easy to get out of. So I'm just peeling and I'm chopping. Again, I am not a chopper, so do not Gordon Ramsay me and tell me how I cannot mince my garlic. It's minced just fine. Thank you very much. So I'm over here mincing my garlic, having that all settled together, a couple of cloves, make sure that it's finely chopped or finely minced before I put it to the pot, and we are going to leave it on the side and move on to our next thing. So let's look at our beautiful shrimp. So these shrimps were already washed, peeled, and deveined. I bought these about a couple of weeks ago, cleaned them up, and then left them in my freezer so that they're ready to go whenever I need them. And this is about 1 pound of shrimp. Okay, so our shrimp is clean, it's washed, and it's looking beautiful. And now we are going to get ready to look at our seasonings. So here are my seasonings of choice. We have our bone sucking sauce. You know I cannot do anything without my bone sucking sauce. I need it. We also have our soy sauce right here, less sodium. Then we have our organic honey. This is from Costco. If you have Costco in your area, you can definitely get this, or any honey will do. And then we're also going to need 1 lemon, and then we are going to need some parsley and some butter, okay? And these are all the ingredients you're going to need. I am going to add red pepper flakes later on. That's the only additional ingredient that isn't shown here, but you more than likely have these ingredients on hand, which makes this recipe so simple and so easy to make in a matter of minutes. We are going to add in our butter. So the recipe, I believe, calls for 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I don't know what this is for, but I just did a big dollop and I kind of felt like I went overboard. This is kind of probably like 5 or 6 tablespoons in here, but butter goes with anything. Okay, more butter, better flavor in your food. Say it with me. More butter, better flavor in your food. Amen. So we are going to melt our butter down, and then we're going to have the fire on high heat, because in essence we want our butter to turn brown. We want our butter to change color. That's how we're going to get this whole brown butter, garlic, honey, soy sauce mixture going on here. And you want to continuously stirring this. Now this took a little bit longer than anticipated. The recipe sounded so easy, but it was not working in the beginning for me. My butter was not getting brown, or at least I thought my butter would get brown quicker. And so I'm continuing to stir and keep the fire on high heat, allowing it to froth up, and then eventually the butter does turn brown. But it did take a little bit longer than anticipated. I thought it was going to be a matter of minutes, and it was more like 10 minutes. I'm being dramatic, but it was definitely longer than like 2 minutes. And now my butter is beautifully, and it has a nice light brown caramel kind of color, like I'm almost making a caramel syrup here. Okay, so my butter is finally brown, and now we are going to add in our lemon. So let me just freeze this frame right here. So you see the smoke that's coming up from the pot. Lesson learned, and I probably should already know this, but I don't know why I just did this. You don't add water to hot things, okay? Lemon had juice, and instead of adding the honey first to temper down the heat, I added in the lemon juice, and I started smoking up my house. I mean, it was like the fire alarm was about to go off, so I had to open the windows and make sure that everything was fine. So just look at the smoke. This is what you don't do at home, folks. Do not add water to a very hot substance. I know that's common sense, but in this moment, the common of sense left my brain. So after adding in our lemon juice and saving my home from damnation, we are going to begin to add in our minced garlic. We're also going to add in our honey, which calls for 2 tablespoons, and then we're going to add in our soy sauce. And I did about a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. You can add a little bit more, you can add less. Of course, adjust these measurements to your liking. And now we're going to mix well and allow this to boil over medium-high heat. And then we are actually going to pour half of the sauce out in the bowl, and we're going to cook the shrimp in the remaining sauce. So after this is nice and boiled, I'm going to actually pour half of this off in a nice container, and then we are going to add our shrimp to the remaining. So caveat here, what I realized, something that I've learned, is that in the recipe it says that when you add this shrimp back to the fire, you're going to get that nice pan-seared flavor, or you're going to get that nice pan-seared look. Now we all know shrimp does not take a long time to cook, so I didn't want to overcook my shrimp, and I did overcook it because my shrimp wasn't searing as I wanted to, and I realized it was because I still had too much sauce in the pot. So one of the things to remember from next time is to basically have the pot completely empty, and the reason why I realized that is because there was still lemon juice in this sauce. It has a water base still in there, and so in order for you to get that nice pan-seared look, you really need to basically have maybe a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of sauce left to really get that nice seared look, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I get later into the video. I'm just mixing and turning over my shrimp as I'm waiting for it to cook, and then I'm actually going to remove the shrimp from the fire, wipe out the sauce, and then add the shrimp back to get that nice pan-seared look. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the burnt look that I like. And this is too burnt for you, and by all means you can sear it for a little bit less. I just added back the sauce into the pot, the remaining sauce, but this is the burnt look that I am looking for in my shrimp. This is what I love. And so now that our shrimp is cooked, you know you can't have shrimp without having a side. I was gonna do some rice, but I changed my mind and decided to do my own recipe here. So this is where my creativity came into play. I left the remaining sauce in the pot and dropped about a dollop of butter because we are gonna do some pan fried potatoes. So while the butter is melting, I'm chopping up my potatoes on the side, washing them, leaving the skin on, and I'm allowing the butter to melt in the remaining sauce, and then I'm going to add in my rustic potatoes. And I used about 3 to 4 potatoes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some red pepper flakes, and then I'm also going to add in this chicken seasoning. And the reason why I use this chicken seasoning, you're saying, girl, this is potatoes, why are you adding a chicken seasoning to your potatoes? So I want my potatoes to have a nice spice and cook. I believe there's like rosemary in there and like Indian spices and different cultural ethnic spices that I really love to use, and that's why I added it in there. It's also going to add some nice color to the potatoes as well. One of the questions I always get from people is, how do you make your potatoes so soft over the fire? Well, this cool trick that I have here. So while your potatoes are cooking, you want to have your fire medium-high heat, and you're going to add the water, and then you're going to close the pot immediately. We do this because we want our potatoes to be crisp on the outside but cooked on the inside. So by adding the water, when the steam rises because the fire is so high and you cover the pot immediately, you're encapsulating the steam. The steam is staying in, it's seeping through the potato at the same time. Because you have it on medium high heat, the potatoes are crisping up on the outside while they're cooking in the inside because of the steam from the water, and the water is going to evaporate. So I had to do this 3 or 4 times, sticking the potatoes with the fork to ensure that it's really cooking. And this, I think, was one of the last times I did it. So I did this about 3 to 4 times to my potatoes, sticking them continuously to see if it was at my desired doneness. I like mine to be tender, not too tender, but tender enough where I can stick it with a fork, I can bite into it. And now I'm adding in my chives on top because I think potatoes and chives work so well together, so delicious. And I also had chives and I need to get rid of them, so there you go. And so we're just mixing this together, and now everything is done, and we are going to plate our nice potatoes with my homemade recipe, and then we are also going to plate our shrimp. And there you have it, guys. So we have our nice brown buttered shrimp with garlic and honey from Cafe Delites, and then with my own buttered potatoes with our garlic and honey sauce that we came from Cafe Delites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. This recipe was super duper easy, and please stay connected with the Uniquely Staced family. Follow my blog, uniquelystace.com. Follow my Instagram, Uniquely Staced. Follow my Pinterest, Original Me. Everything will be in the description bar down below. Please follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a wonderful night.